You make a small mistake while completely alone. A cup slips from your hand and breaks across the floor. Nobody sees it. Nobody will mention it. But before you even reach for the pieces, part of you has already begun passing judgment. Careless. You should have known better. What is wrong with you? The room is empty. So who exactly is doing the judging? That may be the stranger part of self-judgment. The audience can leave, but the point of view you learnt in front of it can remain. Psychologists have long studied what happens when attention turns inward. One influential account suggests that focusing on yourself can make the difference between what you did and what you believe you should have done. Easier to notice. You broke the cup, but somewhere inside you is also a standard. Be careful, pay attention, take care of your things. Be the kind of person who does not make avoidable mistakes. Once that comparison begins, the mistake is no longer only a broken object. It can start to feel like evidence. Evidence about whether you are responsible, whether you are as careful as you believed, whether you are becoming the person you intended to be. Many standards begin with other people. A parent tells you to be careful. A teacher praises you for doing something properly. A friend reacts when you disappoint them. But learning a rule is not the same as permanently hearing the person who taught it. Over time, the rule can become part of your own understanding of yourself. You no longer need someone in the room to remind you. You can experience the mistake from both sides at once, as the person who made it, and as the person evaluating what it means. The audience leaves, but the point of view remains. That does not mean every private judgment is secretly someone else's opinion. Some standards come from values you have considered and deliberately chosen. Others come from families, cultures, past consequences, and expectations you may barely remember. Most are mixed together. And when your behavior crosses one of those standards, the judgment can take different forms. Researchers often distinguish guilt, which tends to stay focused on the action, from shame, which tends to spread into a broader judgment of the self. Guilt sounds more like, I did something wrong. Shame sounds more like, there is something wrong with me. The two can overlap, but the distinction matters, because a broken cup can remain a small mistake or become a verdict about who you are. There is another complication. The standard doing the judging is not always clear, fair, or consistent. You can disappoint one version of yourself by satisfying another. Rest violates the part of you that says you should be productive. Constant work violates the part that says you should protect your health. Honesty can conflict with kindness. Loyalty can conflict with fairness. So the feeling of being judged does not prove that one obvious rule has been broken. Sometimes it reveals that several standards are competing inside the same moment. The private judge may feel like one voice, but it can be assembled from many places. Remembered expectations, social rules, personal commitments, past consequences, and your current idea of who you are supposed to be. The people who helped shape those standards may never know what happened. Some might not judge you, even if they did. Your mind does not need to recreate a real audience accurately. It only needs to notice a gap between the person you believe you are and the person your action seems to reveal. So when you make a mistake alone, and judgment appears in the silence, the empty room is not watching you. You are, not from one position, but from several. The person who acted, the person who learned the rule, and the person trying to decide what this moment says about who you are. Nobody saw, but somewhere along the way, your mind learned how to become the audience.